Hi, in this video I'm going to discuss setting up a WCS connection in QGIS. And remember, WCS stands for Web Coverage Service. So I'm in the course data, and there's a folder called OGC Services within course data. And here we have WCS, WFS, and WMS XML documents, which contain the connection information for each one of these services from data forsuning. And as a reminder, WMS stands for Web Map Service, and that is a way to serve out pictures of a data set. So in other words, it's just an image of the data. This is often used for vector data in base maps or orthophotography, and doesn't give you access to the data itself, just an image of the data. And so you don't have any control over the symbology, and you're not able to really interact with the features in any way. But it can work well for base maps. Then we have WFS, which is Web Feature Service, and this is for vector data, and this will serve the actual features to you so that you could, for example, right-click on the WFS layer in the Layers panel in QGIS and export that as a local geo package or shapefile or other format. WCS is what we're going to be working with here in this course, which is Web Coverage Service. And this serves raster data to you in a way that allows you to actually interact with the data and export it as a local file, for example. So I'm going to right-click on the WCS 2021 XML document. And I'm going to choose Edit with Notepad++, which is an open source text editor that I have installed and I like quite a bit. So the document opens up, and there's two layers specified in here. One is Denmark's historic terrain data, and one is the current latest terrain data. And what I'm going to do is simply copy this URL from the H in HTTPS down to the end of this token here. So I'm going to hit Control-C to copy that. And now I'm going to bring up QGIS. And I'm going to have the browser panel open here. And I'm going to find the WCS data provider here in the browser panel, and I'll right-click on it and choose New Connection. I can name this connection after the data provider and paste the URL into the URL box. Then I can click OK, and I see that connection appear in my browser panel, and I can expand it and see that I have the two layers now available. And to simply add those to QGIS, I can right-click and choose Add Layer to Project. And there I have my layer loaded. There's another way that you can add these. I could also open up the Data Source Manager and go to the WCS entry in the Data Source Manager, and you will see your same connections labeled here. And you can simply connect to the one that you have selected and choose that data set and click Add, and it will add that. Now I'll have two copies of it, and close the Data Source Manager when you're finished. So you can add that data set either way. So I obviously have two of them loaded now, and I will remove one of them, and I can begin to work with the data.